Well, hey everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Nathan Jones, and today we're talking about something really special. Normally, I always talk about film or Blu-rays. As you can see behind me, we like to talk about those things. But today we're talking about the community. So everybody who's watching this, everybody who's in the comment section, the people who create the content themselves, this is for you. I just want to give a big shout out to all of my friends out there on YouTube who create content and put a lot of work and care into the things that they do. So I want to just give you a kind of a list and rundown of my friends and really just tell you of the people you should check out. If you haven't subscribed to these people or watch any of their videos, definitely go do that. So all of their channels' links will be in the description down below. And so yeah, let's just start off. So the reason actually I wanted to do this was a longtime friend of mine, behind the scenes as well, mainly because she was so influential in my growth. So I initially started this channel as a movie reviewer, and I've shifted it to, I mean, obviously I still talk about film. For the most part, I like to talk about lists. I like to talk about different genres, filmmakers, all sorts of different things, Q&As, and Criterion closet picks. I've had a few series in the past. A couple of years ago, I had the 100 Years of Movies series, which I really loved. And that was kind of just a giant list of my favorite films from, I believe, 1918 to 2018. So that was really fun. But I've shifted gears and I've talked about a lot of different things. I do Blu-ray hauls, Blu-ray updates, hunting when that was still a thing, and all of those things I still love doing. And honestly, I like reviewing as well. But the person that I want to give a shout out to first, what really made me inspired to talk about this, was Movie Chatter. Movie Chatter is a good friend of mine, Stephanie. She is fantastic. She just got back into YouTube. And seriously, if you haven't checked out her content, go do that because she's wonderful. She's one of the nicest people I've ever talked to. Obviously, we've only talked to each other, via social media and also YouTube, but she puts out some of the greatest content, and she does a lot of really unique and cool things. She really likes doing unboxing and movie reviews and kind of giving recommendations. She loves doing that, but she also loves horror, and you can just see it, all the shirts that she wears and all the memorabilia behind her. It's just so cool. She's got a really sweet movie room from the looks of it, and so honestly, Movie Chatter, I am so happy. Stephanie, I'm just so happy that you're back, and if any of you have not checked out her channel, certainly go do so because she is just a breath of fresh air. She's one of the nicest people out there. And so that would be my first shout out to give, to check out Movie Chatter. I'll put that down in the description. Now let's move on to probably my best friend on YouTube, more or less, because he's been in so many of my videos. But he's often on YouTube all the time. He's been in a few series of mine. And honestly, I really wish he was back more often, but he's always busy doing stuff because he actually is from around the area that I live in. And his name is Christian Hurtado. He is from Hurtastic Reviews. If you haven't checked out his channel, you should certainly do so. He's also started a podcast, which is where he's putting his love into a little bit more lately. But he's done all sorts of things on there, talking about lists, Blu-ray hauls, unboxings, updates, movie reviews, all sorts of things that he likes to talk about. He's a huge fan of Al Pacino and Arrow Video, and he loves talking about Godzilla. That's his big kick right now. But he's got a really great podcast. I've been on several of those episodes, and also I've been on his channel a few times. He's fantastic. I love him, and I really wish him the best. But yeah, Hurtastic Reviews. Check out Hurtastic Reviews, the YouTube channel, but also check out his podcast as well. Give him those likes. He's going to be on Apple, Spotify, and iTunes. I guess iTunes is Apple. You know what I mean. But all of those different links for podcasts. If you're really looking for something really unique and special, check out Hurtastic Reviews. All right, so we're going to move on from there and shift gears to somebody who's actually pretty well known. He's establishing himself very, very well. And actually, I did a collaboration with him not too long ago. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Elliot Coen. And Elliot Coen is a good friend of mine. We've known about each other for a couple years, but we finally were able to create something together. We talked about the 7 deadly sins in Criterion. And with that video, we really just kind of explored the sins and also Criterion, because the big thing about Elliot is he loves talking about boutique labels. This is like one of the biggest boutique label king of the UK is what I want to really say. He likes to talk about Eureka, Arrow, Indicator, Criterion, you name it. He is just on it, and he knows so much about film. And recently, he just put out something really cool too, where he talked about David Lynch's Eraserhead. He did a movie reaction, and it was really, really cool. And so I hope him best in the future. And honestly, if you haven't checked out Elliot Coen, definitely go do so. He's wonderful, he's a great guy, and you certainly should check him out. All right, moving on from Elliot to my friends Chris and Andy from Filmstocked. I just recently did a collaboration with Chris from Filmstocked where we talked about our top 5 coming-of-age films, and what a blast. That was so much fun. I was really thankful to be on his channel, and I hope that he's on my channel sometime soon too. He's been a longtime viewer of mine and a really good friend. I haven't really met Andy that much, but they do really great things. They do movie reviews, they do top 10 lists. They've recently been doing a lot of Q&As, and by the time I'm talking right now, I believe he's going to be having a Q&A today. I hope I can put this up today. But he has put up a lot of really great things. He's really, really thoughtful. He's young and he's learning so much. And the reason I say this is because I'm in awe of his film journey. And that is just, he's just beginning to watch all these classics. And I want to see where my headspace was at this time. And it's just so thankful and so excellent that he's just opening up and expanding everything, and it's just really wonderful. He's got so much good energy and he's got a really good head on him, and I really love him. And yeah, if you haven't checked out Filmstocked, you should certainly do so because they're really great and they do some great work. Next, we're going to talk about 2 friends from the UK that are recent friends actually of mine that have just started their channels. Well, the first one that I'm going to talk about, he just started his channel. The other one started his channel, I guess a few years ago, but he's really picked up content. So the first person I'm talking about is Film Blogger Sam. And Film Blogger Sam, honestly, we just met in the comment section, and Sam just put out 2 videos so far, and he's talked about Arrow recommendations, and he loves these boutique labels, and the last thing he did was a Blu-ray haul where he's got Indicator, Arrow, Criterion, all of that, but he also has an announcement that he's going to be doing a new podcast, and that podcast is exciting. It hasn't popped out yet, but I'm really excited to listen to that podcast. And also, by the way, I didn't mention, Let's Watch 2 will be that podcast, and certainly whenever that pops up, certainly be watching that space for it. So yeah, down in the description down below, go check out Film Blogger Sam. He's doing great work. So actually, we're going to move to my other friend, Chris Mohan. I hope I said your name right, buddy. He has been doing some really great work. He actually even made a response video, my top 5 boutique labels, and talked about his favorite boutique labels. And they're not so different, but there's some really interesting dynamics and differences in our discussions, and I love it. And if you haven't checked out his work, he talks about all sorts of things. He loves talking about BFI, Indicator, Criterion, Arrow, and why can't I think of the other ones? In Eureka, I couldn't think of it. In Eureka, it came to me. But Chris Mohan is doing great stuff. He does some really deep dives into the films that he's really interested in, and it's really great, and it's really refreshing to hear. So if you haven't checked out Chris Mohan, definitely do that because he is great as well. So let's move on from there. So moving from Chris to probably, in my eyes, my favorite YouTuber right now. And honestly, he puts out so much work. He's also the nicest man on YouTube. You probably know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Daisuke Beppu from Tokyo. He is just phenomenal. Daisuke and I have talked in the past several times. We've chatted about each other. We've referenced each other, and I hope someday I can work with him as well. But yeah, no, Daisuke is so great. He talks mostly about Criterion. He's got all of the collection, and he loves breaking down with live streams, and has got a film club, and he puts out so much content. It's so hard to watch all of it because of the time of day. Time is, it really is a commodity, so you have to kind of rebalance that. But his work is just so in-depth and so thoughtful, and he's such a good friend, and I absolutely love him. You should check out Daisuke Beppu if you haven't. He's one of the nicest fellows out there. So yeah, check out Daisuke Beppu if you haven't. Certainly listen to him. Moving from Daisuke to a longtime friend, and he's done some really great work, and actually sometime I hope to work with him in the future. Honestly, it's criminal that I don't watch his stuff enough. I just don't have the time, right? But who am I talking about? I'm talking about SJSFilms. He's one of my favorite guys. He talks about a lot of things. He has a lot of really good, thought-provoking discussions about a variety of topics when it comes to films, and he just really breaks those down. He's got a really great and dry sense of humor. I love it. And yeah, if you haven't checked out SJSFilms, certainly go do so. He's just fantastic, and he puts out really great content as well. So yeah, kind of shifting away from YouTube for a second, we're going to jump back in right after this person, is a friend who has a podcast that I've been on several times, and I honestly wish I should have said earlier when I was mentioning Chris, because they're best friends, and I'm friends with them, and all that stuff. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about my friend Daniel, who is the Cobwebs, a Gothic cinema podcast host, and he is phenomenal. He's gotten a lot of really great recognition. His growth has just been exponential, and I'm just so happy to have been a part of that. And to some extent, I've been on some of his episodes, and it's just been so much fun. Talks about all different things in horror, obviously Gothic cinema that he really likes. That's the stuff that he really enjoys, but he loves going and exploring different avenues of that, but also talking about different Blu-ray releases, or like maybe talking about Kino Lorber, or Criterion. There's all sorts of avenues that he likes to talk about, and so he is fantastic. And if you haven't checked him out, it's ear candy, and he's a good friend of mine, and he's got a lot of great, really great people on as well. So check out Cobwebs, the Gothic Cinema Podcast. It'll be down in the description down below. We're actually jumping back to YouTube to a friend that has been on my channel for the longest time, and she's been putting out really great content lately. She's been deep diving into the Criterion channel and going over her first year, like the whole year, and like a multi-video series, Criterion channel, like year one, part one, all the way, just talking about all the movies that she watched on the channel, either on the channel or a Criterion that existed, that she had herself. But it's a really wonderful, just listening to how her initial thoughts during those movies are, because she's like reading her letterbox, and also like looking at her reviews, and then also revisiting it and seeing, kind of just discussing a lot of those initial thoughts versus like what she thinks about it now. It's really great. And yeah, Bailee Walsh is just phenomenal, and if you haven't checked out her content, she's doing some really great work. Yeah, definitely go give her a sub down in the description down below. And then another person I want to mention is a longtime viewer as well, who puts out really great content. I haven't, again, just like SJS, I haven't had the time to really explore a lot of his content, and I really wish I have. His CK Primeval 07. He's doing a lot of really great work. He just does a lot of different variety of things on his YouTube channel. He talks about like hauls, recommendations. He likes to do a lot of top 100 lists. That's the thing, top 50 and top 100 lists. He can go from talking about war, which is one of his more recent videos, to Christmas. And he also talks a lot about animation. It's really fantastic. And if you haven't checked out CK Primeval 07, you should certainly do so, because he's a good guy. And give him a sub down in the description down below. And actually, speaking of animation, probably the best animator that I know is a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine on Facebook as well, and I hope that someday Chris from Hurtastic Reviews and I can go visit him. It's David from Cartoon Fortress. His videos are phenomenal. He's talking about all things film, TV, books, and also illustrations, because he's a good illustrator. Like, honestly, you should check out his Facebook feed if you haven't. It's just phenomenal, because he just puts out so much great content. He does a lot of really great illustrations. He's a great artist. But he likes to talk about all different things. He likes to do unboxings, reviews. He's even done like a movie tour, and like, likes to show off a lot of the cool things that he has. He's got a really great Disney From the Vault collection, and I'm super jealous of it. But yeah, David's a great guy. You should definitely go check him out down in the description down below. Moving from Cartoon Fortress is another guy that I really wish I need to just check out a lot more of his content, because honestly, he's been a longtime friend of mine on YouTube, and honestly, I just really wish that I was able to deep dive into his stuff. This is Rhine 1988. He has been pumping out a lot of content. He's got a lot of growth. He's doing really great work. He likes to talk about a lot of things horror, but like I said, I need to just deep dive into his stuff. But he's been such a good supporter of my channel for over the years, and I highly recommend him. Definitely go check him out in the description down below. Now, a few more people that I want to mention that I just, once again, need to just check out a little bit more of. I have some good friends who support me over the years, people like Movie Edge. Movie Edge does really great work. He does a lot of haul videos and like discussion videos. I really love those as well. Somebody new recently is Plaid X2. I've noticed that he's really growing as well. And honestly, this just leads me to all the people who I have not mentioned, all the people who have helped me on my growth and what I've been doing since January of 3 years ago, I believe, when I started this channel in 2017. I'm just so thankful for this community. I'm so thankful for everybody who talks about all the things that we do. We love talking about movies, right? And that's the biggest thing that kind of draws us together. It makes us more empathetic. It makes us more communicative. And I really wish that YouTube had some kind of better like hub to where we could like communicate with each other, not just comment to each other back and forth. But you know, that's just the nature of the beast. But I'm just so thankful for all of you and all of you who have really just helped my growth. And I hope to someday help you as well in your growth as well. And I just want to give a big shout out to all of those people that I mentioned, even those people I didn't mention. I have a lot of viewers who don't make content, or at least I don't know if they make content or not, and they're just wonderful as well. I have a lot of really great friends just from this community, and I'm just so thankful. Once again, I've said this way too much, but yeah, seriously, go check out all these channels down in the description down below, because they're all fantastic, they're all good people, and they're all great friends, and I really wish that I had more time in the world to check out everybody's content. I just want to say thank you so much for checking out this video. Don't forget to like and comment down below how much you love these people. Seriously, go over to their channel, subscribe to them, hit their notification bell, because I'm not jonesing around.